We started, when I joined 1st of Jan last year, we spent a lot of time in trying to define the strategy for the Kotak group overall. And that was the aim in the initial months. And we kind of defined our strategy and said, look, fundamentally, we are going to become a company which is totally targeted towards the customer. We're going to become totally customer-centric. And we're going to kind of pivot from a product-centric company to more to a customer-centric company. That is our North Star. That is our vision. That is what we are going to continue to do. And I'll come back to this one. Now, along that way, last year, there were some kind of external events that affected us quite significantly. The first one, of course, was the technology embargo, which all of you knew quite well. April 24th, the embargo was placed upon us. It obviously took a lot of our resources, management bandwidth, and stuff like that to work our way through the issues of the embargo. Very, very, very pleased to say that working very closely with the RBI, working very closely with the internal and external teams, we managed to clear and lift the embargo before the end of the year. In fact, lift the embargo sometime in February of 2025. That was a huge kind of burden, so to speak, off our back. The second thing that's happened is at an industry level, and you've seen a lot of the industry players talk about it, the microfinance industry has gone through a very difficult, extremely difficult time. Clearly a situation of extreme over-leveraging. Now, our book was always about 10,000, which was about 2.5% of our total, roughly 2.5% of our total assets. We worked very diligently to bring that book down, manage it. We brought it down by 33% on a year-on-year basis, and today it's only about 1.6% of our net advances. But the cost of the microfinance industry crisis, so to speak, has had a pretty profound impact on our results for FY25. And the third event, which really kind of came about, was that the over-leveraging of even the urban customer, which showed up in our credit card business and personal loan business. And we saw that happen actually in the mid of last year, and then we've kind of evened it out. In fact, personal loans now is absolutely fine. Credit card remains a little bit elevated, but hopefully should start coming down. So despite all of these kind of external events, these kind of things which we had not planned on, we stayed true to what we were really trying to do. We talked even at the time of the embargo that, look, the other businesses will continue business as usual. Obviously, the heavy lifting will be done by the corporate and the wholesale side of the bank. And so despite all of this, we were able to grow on an average basis advances by about 16%, very much in line with our philosophy of growing about 1.5 to 2 times normal GDP growth. Deposits grew nicely as well, and our CASA ratio remained at 43%.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.